So since I'm a scientist at the museum, I like to share some of my research that I do and how I go about that. So I'm all about having visitors handle objects in a hands-on way. So I like to show them about what mollusks are. They're snails and bivalves, and even octopus are mollusks. So, and they're all over the world. They're one of the most diverse phylum of animals. So we have bivalves that have 2 shells, and they're just have such beauty and diversity that represents this area of science. And many types of snails, like olive shells. People love seeing the diversity of shells on the beaches when they go on vacation, and they'll be able to handle some of that here and feel what mollusks are about. In New York State, we have many mollusks. Some of those are freshwater mollusks, and those are the ones that are specific to my area of research. So I study invasive species, which can be like the invasive zebra mussel, and here's some zebra mussels attached to a native mussel. And they can cause problems. They compete for food and can smother the mussels. So lots of times these native mussels will die when they have many zebra mussels. One, we have many species of mussels in New York State. And here are just 4 species that they can help try to sort to identify mussel types, whether they're based on color, like this bright yellow one, or based on having beautiful rays on the outside of the shells. This is an eastern elliptio, or eastern lamp mussel, or the shell shape having this big spike on the side. So that's something that they'll be able to experience. And then in order to quantify, like how many mussels live in a system, I've set up a little simulation for using a quadrant, which is a known area that we can sample in science. And if you sample a known area, you can extrapolate or calculate out to a whole body of a river or water body of what volume or numbers might be there. So this is a simulation of that say in this little tub that we set up, how many mussels are in this area. So they can set this quadrant on the sediment, and then they just can come in, and kids love this, to just come in and scoop all this right into this bucket. And you got to get everything all the way down to the bottom, because some mussels can be very small and some will be bigger. And they get everything into the bucket, and then we just pass it. And we do this in the field when we're sampling in lakes and rivers. Just pass it right through the sieve, and then we'll count how many mussels are in this sample. So we'll know how many mussels are in that area. And then, of course, one of the most important things about science is to record your data. So we'll have a spot where they actually record the data.